What the hell was that? Okay, maybe I'm coming on too hard. It wasn't that bad. It was mostly made up of ports and games we already knew about. That's not great. To think that over the next 5 months to 12 months, we're getting pretty much just ports of games that have been out for years and a handful of other things. Now, don't get me wrong, in that handful of other things, there are some very cool things. For example, Orbitals, which starts the show, still looks incredible. It's great to see more of it. Super. But I was already sold on it. And then there's not a lot else from there, really. I mean, let's face it, this could have been an email. Really? Maybe a small social media video of the Bethesda bit at the end. So, yeah, okay. I didn't start this channel to be negative and clickbaity about things. It's difficult to remain positive about the Switch 2's first year when it comes to software, when it comes to the games itself. We have had a handful of titles that look big. They look like they could be big. We've got a Mario Kart, we've got a Zelda game, we've got a Metroid game, a Pokemon game. Review scores aren't anything, but take a quick look at Metacritic and you can see the general response has been lukewarm, apart from Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is the standout game of Nintendo's past 12 months, in my opinion. By far. There's not been a lot to be truly excited about and truly thrilled about. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, but there's probably Nintendo announcements. This was only a partner direct. The thing is, Nintendo likes to release at least one piece of software per month. At least one, sometimes two. For January, it was Animal Crossing Switch 2 Edition. For February, it will be Mario Tennis Fever. March, I believe, is Pokopia. April is Tomodachi Life. And somewhere in there is the Switch 2 Edition of Super Mario Wonder, which I think is March as well. And this Direct, this Partner Showcase Direct, led us up to the end of June. There were other games announced for beyond June, but no firm release dates were beyond June that I can remember. I'm fairly certain of that. We're looking at having the third-party lineup up till June, well, up till the end of June, locked in. And Nintendo only really have 2 more pieces of software. The piece of software that's May and the piece of software that's June. I can't call Switch 2 Edition a new game. It's an update. It's not a new game, even though they like to think of that. That's what we got in January, was a Switch 2 edition of Animal Crossing. That doesn't constitute an actual release for me. And I worry that maybe May is going to be Skyward Sword Switch 2 edition, or June. Maybe both May and June will be some sort of Switch 2 edition. Skyward Sword and, I don't know, something else. Even if we get another Direct from Nintendo, they're only going to really outline May and June. Just 2 titles. The reason I don't think they'll do more than that is because there's always usually a summer direct. We usually always get a direct in summer. And the third-party releases have gone up until that point, so it's only natural that we're only going to get told the Nintendo releases up until that point. That doesn't mean they won't tease things like they teased Fire Emblem, Splatoon Raiders. Ultimately, bar 2 surprises that I'm not expecting a lot from, I think we have the Switch 2 lineup until the end of June. And it's not very impressive, is it? Let's be honest. So let's get down to the actual Direct itself. So Orbitals, as I already mentioned, was an absolute standout for me. Probably my #1 game in that showcase because it looks fantastic. And me and my partner just finished Split Fiction when Orbitals was first announced. We were ready to jump into another game like that. A lot of hope for Orbitals. It looks fantastic. Absolutely beautiful artwork. Really stunning and deserves the price of entry just for the way it looks. But it looks like it plays great too. We're looking like we've got some cool level design elements, some asymmetrical gameplay that ties into helping one another. That is fantastic. I love that sort of thing. I am a big fan of asymmetrical design and asymmetry in level design, giving 2 players unique but symbiotic experiences. It's fantastic. Cannot wait for Orbitals. Let's go. Then, after Orbitals, we get a brand new Paranormasight: The Mermaid's Curse, a sequel to the first Paranormasight game, which I did start playing and really thoroughly enjoyed it, but then stopped. I think something came out and it distracted me, and then it had been a month since I played it, and then it had been 4 months since I played it, and then it had been a long time since I played it. So I think this is probably going to give me a kick to get back on Paranormasight, finish the book I'm currently reading, and then instead of reading a new one, go with Paranormasight to fill that gap. After that, we get the reveal of Captain Tsubasa 2. So if you're a fan of anime games and you are a fan of Captain Tsubasa, then hurrah, there is a sequel to the first Captain Tsubasa game, which I did play, but I didn't fall in love with. I didn't finish it. I didn't really like it, if I'm honest. I've never watched the Captain Tsubasa anime, so I don't have that connection either. But if you liked the first title, then you're probably going to like this one because it looks more of the same. Moving on from Captain Tsubasa, there was a game called Tokyo Scramble that... Look, apologies to anyone that worked on this game, but it doesn't look great. I mean, if you love stealth games, then this may be for you because it is exclusively stealth. It promises that you cannot fight back, then did sort of show some ability to fight back, or at least stall the Xenos, which at first looked like dinosaurs, but there were different types shown as well. This is not for me. I will forget this exists by the end of the week. This is not my thing. Then moving on from that, we have Valheim coming to the Switch 2, and this was a big deal a few years ago. Everybody seemed to be playing Valheim because I don't play much on PC, but this would give me the opportunity to jump in and give it a go. However, I'm not big on crafting survival games, and there was nothing here that really grabbed me. If you're excited, great, but I don't think this one's going to be for me. And then something I didn't expect at all from a partner showcase was to see Switch 2 editions. But here we are with the first Switch 2 edition being Hollow Knight. Now, people are big fans of Hollow Knight. I played it briefly when it first came out, but dropped it very, very quickly. Honestly, didn't give it enough of a chance. Maybe I will jump back in at some point. I do own the game on Switch, so I get a free upgrade to the Switch 2 edition. That may tempt me back in. Then we get eFootball, which that's enough said about that, basically. After that is one of my most anticipated games. Absolutely love the demo. If you've not seen my review on the demo, please check it out because I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It is The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. And here we see that we are going to be taking trips through time to different ages of the land in which this game is set. And each age comes with different architecture, different characters, different enemies, and different spells and equipment to find on your journey. The gameplay was fantastic. It's like Zelda with much more RPG stuff. So if you've ever played Zelda and loved it, because why wouldn't you? It's Zelda, but maybe you thought this could do with some more RPG elements, then The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales is absolutely for you, and it's definitely for me. This is a dead cert. It's coming June 18, and I cannot wait to play this game. Very excited. After that, we did get a cool announcement. It's not one for me. I don't think I'll pick this up. Super Bomberman Collection is coming to Switch consoles, both Switch and Switch 2. This is a collection of the 5 Super Bomberman games. Super Bomberman is very difficult to say. But it is a collection of the 5 games, including games 3, 4, and 5, I believe, did not release in North America and Europe, so it's their first North America and European release. It also features the first 2 NES games, or the only 2 NES games. So this is a great collection for Bomberman fans. It also has a new boss rush mode. So if you love Bomberman, look out for this. It's sometime in August. No firm date yet. And now we're on to one of my favorite games. And I know I'm in the minority with this because it's not sold well. People are highly critical of it, but I think it is an absolute gem. It's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I am so excited to get this again on Switch 2. I'm going to double dip on it. I have it on PS5, but I will be getting it on Switch 2, just as I've got Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I've only just started playing yesterday and loving it. Straight away, just loving it once again. So excited that on June 3rd, literally 5 months away, less than 5 months away, we get the sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Both games on Switch 2 within 6 months of each other is crazy. I didn't think it'd be that fast, but it is going to be that fast. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, then this is definitely going to be one for you. But as a plea, if you have been put off by Remake and Rebirth, by videos and content creators on the internet, then please give it a go. Remake is £40 less now, probably. It's not a perfect game, but it is a damn good game. So I'm super excited for Rebirth to come to Switch 2, and please pick it up if you like Final Fantasy, if you like JRPGs, if you like RPGs, if you like cool characters, cool monsters, great graphics, a cheesy but cool story. This is for you. Please pick it up. It's phenomenal. Also, Square Enix, I am available for, adverts or collaborations or something like that. Okay. Then we move on to another game that it's just not jumping out to me, and it's Pragmata. Release date is the 24th of April, 2026, of course. It's a game from Capcom. Kind of has a sci-fi Resident Evil-y vibe, Dead Space-ish vibe, but without the horror. Much more leaning into the sci-fi and the tech element of it. This doesn't jump out to me. I'm put off by the very long development cycle that it's had. I think a lot of games that go through huge delays and development cycles, they tend to have issues. They don't tend to be the best of products. So, I don't know. If you're excited for this, great. It's April 24th. Go you. Not much more I can say about that one. So moving on to Turok Origins. I have played the original Turok games. I'm going to keep saying Turok because it's how I said it as a kid. I do believe it is Turok. I don't know. I'm saying Turok, okay? That's what I'm saying. That's what I've gone with. So I played them pretty heavily. It was dinosaurs. It was too grown up for me, but I played them anyway. I have fond memories of Turok. I do. I'm not sure Turok Origins is appealing to me though. I don't know. Maybe we'll see more on this. I think maybe if I convince a friend or two, or maybe one of my kids, my eldest, to play it with me, maybe, but I don't think this was a great looking trailer. Then past that, we have Kyoto Xanadu. This is a sequel, I believe, to Tokyo Xanadu. And it's a game I have yet to play, but I've been recommended because it's kind of like Persona. It's a JRPG. It does look cool. It seems to be a blend of a Metroidvania, a Persona game, and a Tales of game. So it's got a great mix going on, creates a unique variation on those playstyles. This could be one to look out for fans of Persona. Definitely check this out. I'm not going to be picking this up. If I'm going to go into this series, I'm going to start with Tokyo Xanadu. Moving on from there is Digimon Story Time Stranger. I know almost nothing about Digimon. If this is your thing, great. It's coming July 10th, which actually proves me wrong that this Direct only showed games up to the end of June. July 10th is not stretching much past there, but it is stretching a little, so look out for that when it comes out. We've also got Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok, which I believe is a complete edition of Granblue Fantasy Relink. This is a game I own, and it is still sealed. I have not played it yet on PS5, so if I'm gonna play it, it's going to be that version that I already own. Also proving me wrong again, this comes July 9th, 2026. From there, we got Monster Hunter Stories 3. I've never really played a Monster Hunter game. I've dabbled a little bit. I've played a bit of Monster Hunter Stories 1 on the 3DS last year, played probably 10 hours of it. It was pretty cool. It started to get repetitive and samey, but I'm not seeing those issues in the footage we've seen of Monster Hunter Stories 3 so far. In fact, this looks pretty appealing. It looks bigger and better than obviously that 3DS title, but it also has an air of Breath of the Wild about it, not just visually, in its world design. I'm not too keen on them calling the partner monsters Monsties. That seems weird, but I may pick this up, and it's coming March 13th, so not too long to wait, next month, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty cool. Different to other Monster Hunter games, this is a more story-driven RPG. Check this out if you're a Monster Hunter fan or a JRPG fan. this is one to watch on. And then we also get more Resident Evil Requiem footage that basically goes over what we already know about the game. If you're already following this game closely, it comes out this month, February 27th. It looks fantastic, and I can't believe how good it looks on Switch 2. I am genuinely tempted to get the Switch 2 version because of how good it looks. It looks really great. However, the PS5 version does look better, but it's really not leaps and bounds better. The biggest difference that I have seen is the PS5 version. It has a completely different hair system, and that does make a big impact. The PS5's hair is far better than the Switch 2's. It's not that the Switch 2's hair is bad, it's just older tech, and it doesn't do things that the newer technology can. But if you've not got access to a PS5, then I think you are absolutely going to have the full experience of Resident Evil Requiem on Switch 2. Capcom seem to have produced absolute miracles for this because it looks fantastic. So no worries if you don't own a PS5 or an Xbox or a PC, only have a Switch 2, I think you're going to have a great time with Resident Evil Requiem on Switch 2. They also re-showed the Pro Controller, which, if you don't already have a Pro Controller, I guess this could be the one to pick up. It's really dull for a special edition controller, in my opinion, particularly a Nintendo one, and actually particularly a Resident Evil one. They have been known for some crazy controllers. The Chainsaw one for Resident Evil 4 that was on PS2 and GameCube, they did 2 variations of that controller. Nuts. So, little disappointing to see how bland this is. And there are also 2 amiibo coming for Resident Evil Requiem. Obviously, they're only going to be compatible with the Switch 2 version of the game. We saw that it unlocks a weapon or a weapon skin. I think it's a weapon with a weapon skin. I can live without it. And the amiibo don't look great, to be honest. Amiibo usually look good. A realistic character scaled down that much, it doesn't look great. And then they closed out the show with their biggest reveal. Now, I think for a lot of people, this is probably pretty big, but I'm going to be very, very real with you. I don't like Bethesda games, but we're getting some on Switch 2. We're getting Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, and we're also getting Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. We already knew about Indiana Jones, but it is great to see these games coming to Switch 2 as a sort of big picture thing. I've played quite a bit of Fallout 3, and it never clicked. I don't understand the hype. Again, if you love it, I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong. I'm not trying to tell you that I think the game you love is terrible. It's not for me. I don't understand it. I don't like them. So Fallout does nothing for me. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I thought was a pretty cool game. I did not finish the game because I think the final area that you get to, you have to sort of sail around, drive around with a boat. And I just found it annoying. I didn't like it in the God of War games when you were in the boat in the sort of open world levels going between smaller spaces and structures on a vast lake. I didn't like it. That wasn't for me. Don't like it in Indiana Jones. It's even worse. So I won't be picking this up. But if you didn't have access to an Xbox and you don't have access to a PlayStation 5 and you're a big fan of Indiana Jones or that sort of game, I think there's something cool here. Indiana Jones was a good game. It was a unique feeling game. It mixed different genres together into something that I'd never really experienced before. Yeah, if this is your thing, then it's May 12th and it's looking pretty good. Now, the last announcement, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Again, not a big fan of Bethesda games. Played most of Skyrim, didn't finish it. I'm not very keen. However, recently I've been really wanting to dive into a fantasy RPG. Seeing things like Fable and things like The Witcher 4 and just wanting to get my hands on them has made me want a fantasy RPG. So, if this comes relatively soon, I mean, it's definitely not coming before July because it was announced as sometime this year. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered could fill that gap for me, and I may pick it up if the price is decent. And that's about it. I did a full rundown. I didn't really know where this video was going when I started it. I decided not to write a script for the very first time ever. I hope it wasn't too bad. I hope I didn't ramble too much. And I hope I got my opinions on the whole thing across. But in summary for the direct, as a whole, I don't think it was great. I think there was some cool games in there. I think there's 3 games I'm definitely going to buy. That's The Adventures of Elliot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Orbitals. Those I'm definitely getting. Paranormasight I will probably pick up as well once I finish the first one. I think there's so many games coming out on other systems and on this system. Combined with my backlog, I don't think they're going to get a look in. I'm at this point thinking ahead to the inevitable Switch 2 1-year anniversary video that I'm going to make. And I'm not sure that it's going to be super positive. I love the console itself. I think the game lineup has been slightly lacking and is looking like it's going to continue to lack something for the rest of its first 12 months, which is unfortunate. But on a positive note, let's turn it around. There was a big variety of games on show here. There was a lot for different people, and there was a lot of types of games from different developers that's showing good support for the system. Most systems don't have the best first year. I mean, how long were we complaining that PS5 had about 2 or 3 exclusive games to it because they kept just releasing things on PS4? Unfortunately, it looks like Switch 2 is going to have that problem too. I think most of these ports are going to be gotten out of the way this year, and then we can look forward to the next 5, 6, 7 years of Switch 2 games and hopefully great support for the system. Thank you for watching this video. As I said before, it is the first video I've done without a script. I've just sat down and just poured out my thoughts as they came to me, and I hope it was a little coherent. It wasn't too messy, and if you did enjoy it, please do leave a like. And consider subscribing for even more Nintendo Switch 2 news and Nintendo news in general, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!